Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching They Live by John Carpenter starring Roddy Rowdy Piper. A few months ago, I only knew John Carpenter as a B-movie director, and now I know how wrong I was. I've watched The Thing, Big Trouble in Little China, and Escape from New York on the channel. Please check them out if you haven't. I absolutely loved all three, and I recognize John Carpenter as a genius now. He writes, directs, composes, and he's great at all three. I didn't even know Rowdy Piper was starring in this film till it was pointed out by one of my patrons. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know Piper did major film roles. I grew up watching WWF in the 90s till the early 2000s, till Eddie Guerrero died. And it was a big part of my childhood. Even though I got to see him in the later part of his career, he was undoubtedly one of the best villains, heels in professional wrestling, and it's pretty sad that he passed away a couple of years ago. Having said that, I don't know anything about They Live apart from it being some sort of thriller alien movie. I know it's regarded as a cult classic because the last time I googled Carpenter's name, this film popped up in every list. All I expect is a John Carpenter movie, which is becoming its own subgenre in my head since his directing style is so unique. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reactions to over 80 movies, early access, and weekly polls for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along. The link's in the description below, by the way. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. They Live, Carpenter, Piper, let's go. Just by the music, I can already tell John Carpenter probably did the score for this film. Keith David! He was in The Thing and he's a great actor. Music by John Carpenter and Alan Howard. But Carpenter did it. Not surprised.
Due to a computer error.
Last place of employment?
Denver, Colorado. Worked there for 10 years. And things just seem to dry up.
There's nothing available for you right now.
His face is pretty expressive.
They have taken the hearts and minds of our leaders. They have recruited the rich and the powerful, our owners. They have us. They control us.
Okay, I know there are aliens of some sort, and I don't know whether that was social commentary or is he referring to aliens?
You need anybody?
He's looking for any type of work. Looks like he found a job and he was ripped. And Keith David is here.
Hey, there's no sleeping on this site, so you park your ass someplace else tonight.
You need a place to stay?
He does.
Justice,ville over on 4th Street. They got hot food and showers. I'm going that way if you want me to show you.
Keith David is a fantastic actor.
Good start.
Wow. Well, you get a chance to meet some of the folk. This here's Gilbert. Anything you need, he knows where to find it. I got a wife and 2 kids back in Detroit.
Detroit, not Detroit. Interesting.
Haven't seen him in 6 months.
Carpenter is portraying him as a goody two-shoes. He has no money, but he's not committing any crimes. He's working hard, a day laborer now, so that has to change for the character to move forward.
7 luscious hues. Just
We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep. 8 months ago, by a small group of scientists who discovered, quite by accident, these signals being sent through.
It's giving me a headache.
Yeah, tell me about it.
They have created a repressive society, and we are their unwitting
The
accomplices.
Preacher.
Their intention to rule rests with the annihilation of consciousness.
Do they have like a psychological or mental connection, that Preacher and the hacker? Carpenter is really taking his time to set up this story. I still don't know what exactly is going on, except somebody's controlling people, probably the aliens, But how, what, where, why, I still have no idea.
Choir practice went a little late last night, didn't it?
Oh, the church lets us use their kitchen.
Something's going on inside that church, and he looks suspicious.
We are being bred for slavery. The revolution. We have.
Daddy, I have a headache.
Me too, honey.
And it looks like whoever's watching is getting headaches. He definitely is curious. They live, we sleep.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh.
We have to face facts. Only a few seconds got on the air.
They're having a secret meeting.
We have no other choice.
And they're broadcasting from the church.
We're just not going to reach enough people.
So it looks like a resistance movement.
Just leaving, you know. Your door was open.
Yeah, you're a working man.
Yes, sir.
This world may have blinded me, but the Lord has let me see. You'll be back.
What's happening?
There's no singing. It's a tape recorder.
He's being honest.
Leave it alone, man.
Yeah, but our boy Gilbert's in there helping him.
I'm walking a white line all the time. I don't bother nobody. Nobody bothers me.
He doesn't want trouble, or he doesn't want to lose his job. And that kind of makes sense. Yeah, there's no sign of them anymore. The place is literally getting raided and bulldozed, I think. They're wrecking the entire settlement. I have to say, Robbie Piper is doing a pretty good job so far. He doesn't look out of place or anything. Oh no, they probably recognize the hacker from the broadcast. Since I've watched a couple of John Carpenter movies so far, I noticed something. He likes building up beautiful sets and then destroying them over the course of the film. He did it in The Thing with the base camp, the entire of Chinatown in Big Trouble in Little China, also in Escape from New York.
My God, help me! Help me!
Wonder what that graffiti says in the background.
Oman's collection puts passion before fashion.
And Carpenter's showing so many ads.
Fine excess.
Excess and consumerism. Damn, they burnt up the place. His curiosity is going to get the better of him. But at least we'll get to know more of the story. The glasses, oh, okay. I think they did mention something about manufacturing glasses. Whoa, was that in black and white? We're creating the transparent computing environment. And it says obey when he puts on the glasses. Marry and reproduce? Subliminal messaging? And these glasses allow him to see the subliminal messages? No independent thought? Consume? Whoa! No thought. Work, sleep, play. Holy crap. Wow. So this is almost like a precursor to films like The Matrix or Dark City, where a character discovers that the world is not what it actually is.
What's your problem?
Damn, that's an alien!
I said, what's your problem?
I love the prop or the makeup work or whatever it is. They look really unnerving without eyelids or lips. This is your god. Very true. They are literally broadcasting that. They live among us, hidden in plain sight. Ugh, what a scary concept. I wonder whether this is social commentary of rich people controlling the poor people or something different.
It really boils down to our ability to accept.
You see, I take these glasses off, she looks like a regular person.
He's giving himself away.
Put them back on, formaldehyde face. That's what we got.
That's enough out of you.
I've got one that can see.
And they're aware of him, and they're communicating somehow. Just like that, the police are here.
Where'd you get those glasses?
Tooth fairy.
You got him.
Oh! Here's where all the professional wrestling experience comes in. Well, they're not technically officers. Oh my god, he looks like the Terminator. He entered a bank with a shotgun.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Damn, what a line!
Wearing sunglasses.
And they can disappear like that? Wow, a flying saucer, a drone, pretty much.
I said drop it!
That's a real person, and he wouldn't harm a real person.
They're gone.
Wow, okay, she's rich. That's a beautiful house and a BMW.
We're in trouble. The whole world's in trouble. They're all around us and we never knew it. You can only see them with these special glasses. So what do you do?
Assistant program director. Cable 54.
Cable 54.
TV sets.
Holy crap, that's amazing stunt work, and I think he did that himself. Good for Roddy.
I'm all right.
And the police's response time is insanely fast. I wonder how Carpenter achieves all of this with a tiny budget.
I don't want nothing to do with you. How many people did you kill?
Not people.
1 week's pay. It's the best I could do.
Nice shot. I wonder how many takes that took.
Try these on.
Look, you crazy mother.
Either put on these glasses or start eating that trash can.
Come on.
I love the fact
don't wanna
that
fight you.
Carpenter is cutting.
I don't put on the glasses.
Even though the punches seem a little fake, I respect the camera work here.
I told you, I didn't want to be in.
This scene is so raw. There is no music.
I'm sorry.
They're not trying to kill each other. That's clear. He finally got the glasses on.
Look at them, they're everywhere!
Maybe they can see Valley 5th and Spring.
Brother, life's a bitch. She's back in heat.
That might be the best line of the film so far. Life's a bitch. She's back in heat. I'm actually going to use that.
I want a room. How long have they been there?
Who knows?
We can't be the only ones who can see. We gotta find the people who made these. Frank?
Oh, there are more. There are more than expected.
Hey, Frank.
Hey.
Hey, glad you made it.
Brand new. Got the first shipment today.
Contact lenses, an upgrade.
There is a signal broadcast every second of every day through our television sets.
Now, most of the cops are human. They've been told that we're commies trying to bring down the government. And some of them are being recruited. Creatures are trading wealth, power.
You mean people are joining up with them?
Most of us just sell out right away.
They are turning our atmosphere into their atmosphere.
Ah, that throwaway line actually explains it. They're terraforming Earth.
The Earth is just another developing planet. Their third world.
What's that?
They all wear these expensive watches. Some kind of secret code or hidden control. They push a button, and all of a sudden, bang!
We seek out and locate their signal and shut it off. Wake people up!
The transmission is going out clean. The signal's coming from somewhere else. I didn't know. I'm so sorry.
Holy explosion! I don't think they're getting raided, they're just getting shot.
Attention. Your wristwatch has malfunctioned. This entryway is temporary and will disappear.
Not only America, but the entire planet will be under the protection and the dominion of this power alliance. The underground terrorist network has been destroyed here on the West Coast. We are off crisis alert. The situation is normal again.
You know you boys really should have dressed for the party now you can afford it. Come on, I'll show you around. Take a look at this.
Must be held securely.
They're in space? Wow.
You see, the whole thing here works like one big airport. And here we got the brains of the whole operation.
Natural barriers and camouflage.
Can you get us inside? Right here.
No, you gotta listen to me. I thought you boys understood. It's business. That's all it is. They own everything, the whole goddamn planet. They can do whatever they want. See you, boys.
Holy crap, a grenade! I have to admit, that fight sequence between these two guys is much better than the gun action. And they found Holly. I don't know, Holly just doesn't sit right with me for some reason. She hasn't smiled the entire time we've seen her. She doesn't say too many words. Oh! Did Holly just kill Frank?
Don't do it.
Oh man, I can't believe they killed off Frank so unceremoniously. He always had two guns. And Holly's dead.
Fuck it.
And the signal's broken. And I think he's been shot. He's been shot. Oh man, what a badass way to go.
Press conference and how to buy a sailboat as prime news.
Shit! I'm on it!
People can see them.
I'm fed up with it. Filmmakers like George Romero.
They're not camouflaged anymore.
Hey, what's wrong, baby?
Damn! How come I've never heard of this film before? How is it not more famous? Or is it more famous and I just don't know about it? That was great, guys. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, holy crap, that was a great film. I don't know whether all Carpenter's films are this good, probably not, but all four films that I've seen so far were excellent. Roddy Piper was surprisingly good in his role, so was Keith David. I would consider the strengths of the film to be the writing, editing, music, the Orwellian concepts, and the camera work, while the cinematography and some of the effects I'd consider to be weaknesses. Let's start with the directing by John Carpenter and the writing by Frank Armitage. Turns out Frank Armitage is Carpenter's pen name. I wonder why he didn't use his real name. Anyways, Carpenter starts the film off slow but with suspenseful music, which we'll come back to later. He introduces us to a drifter played by Piper, who just moves to LA and is looking for a job. He soon finds a construction gig where Keith David's Frank is also working at. He quickly uncovers a conspiracy at the church next door, and by the end of the first act, he discovers the glasses that lets him see the world as it actually is. That was a great scene. Turns out, the entire world is run by aliens who are subconsciously controlling people, encouraging them to conform, be submissive, consume, marry, and reproduce. What we learn later in the film is why they're doing it. It's almost a throwaway line, and you'd miss it if you don't pay attention. The aliens are using humans and their excesses to warm up our planet through global warming and consumerism to effectively terraform Earth into their home planet. I love the fact that there wasn't a huge build-up, and we get the explanation very casually. So I think there are two levels of commentary going on here. On the surface level, what we see is what we get at face value. There are aliens, they want to take over the world. But if you dig deeper, and believe me, Carpenter really wants you to, as evidenced by big bold fonts showing words like obey or consume, we see that it's pretty much about corporations, human greed, and the idea that the world is controlled by the haves by exploiting the have-nots. I would have appreciated it a little more if it was shown a little more subtly, but I'm not complaining here. It's brilliant writing and directing overall. I also love the character development of Piper's character. We don't even get his name. I have to look up the credits and it says nada. I don't believe that word has been uttered in the film. Nada means no, so I wonder what the significance of the name is, especially since it wasn't used. There was a subplot involving a resistance movement against the aliens. I thought it would play a more central or prominent role in the film, but they were only there in the first act to give us exposition, and a little bit by the ending of the second act, where they were pretty much massacred by the police, aliens in disguise. The film ends with Frank and the Drifter killing most of the aliens at the Cable 54 studio before the Drifter destroys the signal that was hiding the aliens in plain sight. The last thing we see is the world finally waking up and seeing the Earth for what it actually is, just like the resistance movement. I wouldn't even mind watching a sequel where the story picks off right where it left off, with the world discovering that aliens are controlling it, but only if it were made by Carpenter, because nobody else can do it justice. Before moving on, could somebody explain the spaceport? Was that on Earth? Because the departure point looked like it was in space. We could see the stars clearly, we could see a planet, but I'm not sure. I guess it had to be Earth because they were breathing oxygen at the departure point. But then again, it could have been some sort of force field. So any explanation in that regard would be very appreciated. The cinematography of the film was okay. That's forgivable though, because of the tiny budget. The general camera work and the editing were excellent, especially the editing. There was a long extended fight sequence between the Drifter and Frank, and I was halfway between horrified and amazed. That was a great scene. That particular scene was edited to perfection, with wide shots and almost no cuts. Full frame, excellent choreography. That scene was so captivating that I can even look past the fact that some of the punches felt a little unconvincing. The music in the film was unsurprisingly by Carpenter himself. He's an accomplished musician and his score was excellent here. He alternated between bass, synth, and almost noir notes, which really blended well with the rest of the film. The distinctive bass beats Carpenter often uses in his films really gives it away. The stunt work by Piper in this film was commendable. It looked like he did quite a few of his own stunts Furthermore, the actual aliens were designed beautifully. The fact that they had no eyes, eyelids and or lips, made their look really unsettling. The sets were great as usual, but I have to admit some of the effects, like the drone with the camera that explodes, that wasn't very well done and didn't age well. I'm just nitpicking here, by the way. Great work overall in this department. Roddy Piper and Keith David plays Nada, the Drifter, and Frank. Both were great in their roles. David was a seasoned actor by then, so his rock-solid performance really didn't surprise me, but Piper really did. His physical acting, screen presence, and the unexpected number of emotions he conveyed were rather convincing. I mean, he wouldn't be winning any awards over this performance, but he was pretty good in his role. One thing about his character I absolutely loved, were two of his one-liners. I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. And the other one, life's a bitch, and she's back in heat. Those were so memorable, and I won't be forgetting them anytime soon. I have mentioned the criticisms of the film, like the cinematography or some of the effects, but I wouldn't fault Carpenter for this because of the budget, but probably more because everything else was so good. Overall, this was a real eye-opener of a film, literally. Carpenter did a wonderful job with the directing, writing, and music, while Roddy Piper and Keith David were great in their roles as the Drifter and Frank. The story was layered with commentary, and even though the pacing was a little slow, it was deliberate, and the music blended with everything else really well. This was definitely a precursor film to movies like Dark City or The Matrix, where the protagonist wakes up and sees their entire existence is a lie. I would recommend this film 1,000 times over, easily. Carpenter is the man. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. The link's in the description below, by the way. Subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video. Dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one.